Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso at thewatchbox.com. It's your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see here on our channel, our website, or social media. Reach out to me directly at tmosso at thewatchbox.com. Today, 41.5 millimeters in white gold, we are discussing the H. Moser Cie Venturer Big Date. It has a big date, but it's not a big watch. Reasonably sized at 41.5 millimeters, it's 48.3 millimeters lug-to-lug, 14.6 millimeters thick, but note much of that is the bubble-like sapphire, and then the space between the lugs is 20 millimeters. Throwing the watch on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist, this watch, which is made by a company that builds 1,500 watches a year in Schaffhausen, Switzerland, wears beautifully. A timepiece gloriously shaped at the lug profiles, which are tightly downturned, almost 90 degrees down from the case band. It's a watch that wears smaller than its nominal size, so I could recommend this for a wrist even as small as 13.5 centimeters circumference. You can see just how bubble-shaped that sapphire is. So this is why the watch, though thicker than a standard dress watch, will still fit underneath a tight dress sleeve. Taking a look at the hardware and the software, it's of high grade. This is a alligator leather strap, large rectangular scale, semi-gloss, folded edge, monotone stitch, calfskin on the underside, and you will note it is a brand new Moser factory strap, so you will be the first to crimp or gouge it, and you will do so with this. Moser's pin buckle goes above and beyond. It's thoughtfully designed. It's not a default design. Note the arcing form that echoes their lugs, the use of both satin and polish, the engraving of the name, and even the use of a little recess inside the buckle for the pin. Roll over the case flank and you can see the attention to detail continues with Moser's distinctive evacuated lugs. As you can see, they are concave mirrored and beautifully black polished. They do incredible things with light and contrast nicely with the vertical satin finish of the mid case. You can see the same treatment is lavished on the crown side, and the crown has a nice little recess on its neither regions to allow you to dig your nails in. Moser is always careful about that. The crown is also inverse conical, wider at its outer face than where it abuts the case, and the bezel is domed and of high polish. The dial here, I wish I could show it to better effect, but it is a midnight blue fume, so a very dark blue, almost navy blue metallic at its center and black at its edge. You can see all the indices are applied and polished. Polished leaf hands at center and a sunken sub-register. You could see that there is a functionality here that allows me to adjust the date in both directions, and if you look closely you can see that there are two discs used to achieve that oversized date. It's not a conventional big date in that the discs aren't parallel, they are superimposed so that two relatively smaller discs can give you an enormous individual numeral. Those discs are superimposed and they allow the watch itself to be smaller while still giving you that big date. Now you pull the crown out all the way, you activate the hacking or stop seconds, roll the watch over, and we have caliber HMC 100. This is the good stuff here. 30 meters water resistant, so the timepiece isn't an aquatic sports watch, though it is distinctly sporty. Twin mainspring barrels, a 7-day advertised but 9-day de facto power reserve. 7 days is the chronometric power reserve. Nicely executed, as you can see, with double-crusted Côte de Genève, distinctive of the brand. There's a power reserve indicator on the back side of the watch. There's a full balance bridge with a free-sprung index for shock resistance. You've got an overcoil hairspring of Moser's own manufacture using an alloy of their own manufacture. So you have the ability for the watch to beat concentrically and keep the same time in any position. That's what an overcoil does. Now the balance beats away at a pocket watch like 18,000 vibrations per hour, and you can see if you look below there is a solid gold 14-karat escapement that reduces friction, improves chronometric precision, and extends power reserve. Now the entire escapement and balance assembly, the escapement, the balance, the hairspring, all of that is built in-house courtesy of Moser's subsidiary Precision Engineering. So they build more of the watch than you would expect a company shipping 1,500 watches a year to construct. They are a fully integrated manufacturer. Moreover, this whole escapement and balance assembly lifts out as a unit, as a platform. For easy and instant servicing, they will put in a pre-serviced unit when it arrives at the factory for service, accelerating the process. Otherwise, you can see there's handsome satin graining across the balance bridge, black polishing of the screws. You can see there is some machined beveling of the edges of all the bridges, and then there is a sort of matte finish along the base plate, not a conventional perlage, it's more of a blasted surfacing. You can also note the use of a pocket watch style extended and finely finished click spring. Everything about this watch, right down to the 3/4 style bridge, designed to bridge, if you will, the gap between the era of Moser pocket watches in the 19th century and the modern era of the Moser Company as reestablished 2005 and later. Email tmosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.